Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and in this video I will be talking about if the iPhone SE second generation is worth buying in 2025. Now, I will leave a disclaimer. This iPhone, this particular SE model, does randomly reboot many times throughout the video, so you will see that happen. This device has internal damage, so it reboots throughout the video, but we're going to have to work around it. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about the cameras. I won't run any Geekbench scores, as I can't even download Geekbench 6 to do that. And this iPhone's on iOS 16, as I can't quite get it updated to iOS 18, as it keeps cutting off and rebooting. So, I'm going to go over the cameras, the performance, and I'm going to just see how this performs, and I'm going to talk about if you should buy it in 2025. Now, let's first start off with the cameras. If we launch open the camera on the iPhone SE, you can see I am getting a notification here. The cameras, and there just reboot again. You're going to have to bear with me as that will happen, so we will wait for this phone to turn back on. As I mentioned at the start of the video, this phone does have internal damage, so it will reboot randomly. And also, I will also say this is not my iPhone, this is my brother's iPhone, but I'm reviewing it for this video. So we're going to wait for this to turn on here. Then we're going to get right back into action. It also does like to give me a lot of pop-ups too, unfortunately. So now the cameras on this SE, they're okay. What you're looking at is a 12 megapixel rear facing camera on the back. And then if I take a video, I'm recording off of the 12 megapixel rear facing camera on the back of the iPhone SE. It's a nice camera. It will do what you need it to do. It takes some nice, great videos. They are really nice. Go ahead and end that. If I go ahead and spin it around here, I'm recording off of the 12 megapixel or the 7 megapixel camera on the iPhone SE. Great for FaceTime calls and Zoom calls, but you wouldn't really do Zoom on this iPhone as it is a smaller display, and I will talk about that next. The next thing I will mention is the display. This is a 60 hertz panel, and we are also looking at a 4.8-inch display. Now, me personally, I love large phones, so I don't really see myself using something like this. But it does have a 4.8-inch display, and it looks okay for what you need it to do. Now, I test out the speakers on here. Hawkins Tech. I'm going to go ahead and play one of my videos here. Hi everyone, Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech. And in this video, I will be comparing both iOS 15. The speakers are a little distorted. They don't really sound that great on this particular device. But I'm thinking it's probably because this particular SE does have a couple of problems. As I mentioned before, it has internal damage. So the speakers on here are not that great. But as far as what to expect with a device like this, video playback is nice. If I go ahead and make this full screen here. iOS 16. You will get some nice video playback. But if you're okay with having a smaller screen, then I guess it really won't matter that much. But if you want a larger screen, then you probably should wait for the iPhone SE4, and it just rebooted again. Now, wait for this to come back on. Unfortunately, this does have problems. It will reboot. I believe this is the second time doing that. Let me know down in the comments if this is the second or a third time. I feel like I'm probably going to rewatch this video, so I believe it's the second time. But this phone does have internal damage, and it will reboot a lot. Now, as far as iOS support, well, this does run iOS 18. Well, not exactly. I'm trying to install iOS 18 on here. As you can see, I'm trying to install iOS 18.2.1, as this iPhone is actually on iOS 16.1.1. So it's on 2 entire iOS versions behind. But it does support iOS 18, which I'm trying to install. But I don't think it will work due to the fact that this phone cuts off quite often. Now, as far as pricing with this particular phone, that I will say, this is no longer so new. So you will generally find something like this for around $100 to $300, $100 to $230. The highest you'll get, $220 for the 256 gig model, and I believe it could be $180 for the 128 gig, or it might be $150. The base 64 gig model like this one, you might find this for around $100. You might even find it cheaper than that, but this SE has been out for a couple of years. If you already have this SE, I would consider waiting for the iPhone SE4 and upgrading. If you don't have this phone, I would still consider waiting for the SE4. It's rumored that on the iPhone SE4, we are expected to have a design that looks similar to the iPhone 14. The back of the SE4 will look the same. However, the front is expected to get rid of the home button in favor of a new 6.1-inch display. So let me know down in the comments if you're looking forward to the iPhone SE4, and what do you think of the iPhone SE2? Would you buy this phone in 2025, or would you wait for the iPhone SE4 to be out? Hopefully you guys like this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Mr. Hawkins with Hawkins Tech, and I'll see you guys later.